Good evening, YouTube. This is the Bearded Gent with another pickup video. I ended up having to go to Seattle, Tacoma area. Found some good stuff. Got some stuff in the mail. This isn't going to be an unboxing video because I have ADD and I'm way too impatient to actually wait to open stuff on camera. Unless it's something really cool. So, without further ado, show you some of the stuff I picked up in the last few days. Final Fantasy Anniversary for the PSP. Very good reboot. Very good remake, update, whatever you want to call it. A lot of fun. Very nice to have the collection again. I do have this Final Fantasy 2 already on PSP, so I'm not showing it to you because, well, I didn't get it recently. But this one I did. Crisis Core, another one that's good to have back in the collection. Decide whatever you want to call it. I know I butchered it. For the 4 people that watch these videos, you can kill me in the comments or tell me how to say it. But, you know, I had no idea how to pronounce that when I used to work at GameStop and try to sell this thing to people. I just went, it's a new Final Fantasy thing. You're going to like it. You should buy it. So they did. But I didn't, because now I have it. I didn't have it then. One I've been looking for a while for, finally really nice to have found. And no, I did not buy this at GameStop. You may have seen the GameStop sticker up there, but no, I got this from another retailer type of thing, so that is not where I bought it. Anyway, because I don't think they even sell PSP stuff anymore. But the Final Fantasy IV Complete Edition, all the goodies, very fun. Can't wait to play this again. So there is that. And if you watched my last video, you know, I was lucky enough to contact a fellow member of the Chode Nation through the Game Chasers, JD Lopez 88, and he hooked me up with the SNES Mini. So I came across that and decided that I should buy it because that kind of completes off that whole collection. So that is the hardback special edition guide for the SNES Classic. So that's pretty cool. A lot of good stuff in there. And this isn't really game related, but it's still badass and awesome. It is the Metal Defender series box set. Found it at a Target. Knew I had to have it. Big Voltron fan. Grew up watching it. I still want to get a original Voltron set, but this is pretty close. I do have the original vehicle Voltron. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it in Japanese because I'm just going to butcher it. So maybe I'll have that showed in another video, but I'm not going to grab it now because it's in another room and, well, it's way too much work to grab it. But this is awesome. Totally having a nostalgia boner over that because it reminds me of the kits that I wanted to get when I was a kid, but now I'm an adult, so I bought that one. And I'm a big Sega fan, so I've heard a lot of people talking about this, seen some videos, came across one in the wild, picked it up. It is the At Games Sega Genesis Flashback HD. And this is a lot cooler, if you haven't seen one, than the normal flashbacks because they're kind of goofy looking, tiny little things. This actually looks like a Genesis Model 1. So now, At Games, if you by chance happen to watch my shitty ass videos, you're on the right track by doing it this way. You already have it playing actual cartridges. You put some good stuff on there. But why do you not do it where it has 32X games in here? Or it's all in one and you can play your 32X games on this. That would be really cool. There's some cool stuff on there. Like, you know, if you could work out the rights, you could put, you know, say Spider-Man Web of Fire on there. Or, if you're like me and you have a copy of Spider-Man Web of Fire and you don't want to dig out 4 power packs, hook a bunch of wires together. I'm not fancy enough to have a frame master, so I got to dig out a bunch of cords, make sure everything's hooked together with the splitter deal to hook up to get the best sound for my Model 1, and make sure that's all hooked up. And then I have my Sega CD hooked to it, so you know, I'm pretty sure I probably should have the power supply hooked into that even though it's not using it. Make everything so you got 3 power supplies, multiple things hooked together. Be really cool if one of these plug and play systems actually let you play 32X games. I know it's a pipe dream that they actually would put Sega CD games on here, but you know, they got the Sonic CD, something like that would be really cool. Obviously, I'm not trying to say that you should make it be able to play Sega CD games, because that's, well, for what these cost, you're not going to get that. But you should think about putting some 32X love on these. It would be really cool for, well, somebody like me who is a huge Sega fan. But really stoked on this. Probably going to do a little more in-depth video on it just to, you know, show you some of the bells and whistles of it. But yeah, really cool. Super stoked on that guy. And I thought I had everything here prepared, but I just remembered I left one thing on my shelf, so I'll be right back. For Christmas, I ended up getting the Return of Samus for my 3DS. I've been looking all over the internet, trying to figure out where to buy the amiibos. They've been sold out, or you find them on some douchebag scalper that is trying to sell you for 2 or 3 times the price of what they can cost. So I happened to see a GameStop on my way back in the South Center area when I was coming back from Seattle. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to swing in there, see what they got. And boom! They had the double pack Amiibo Metroid set. So I knew that was coming home with me. Picked that bad boy up because I'm not going to pay $70 to $100 for something that costs $29.99. And if you're familiar with a lot of GameStops, I used to work there like I mentioned earlier, so they're owned and connected to Barnes & Noble. And that was the coolest thing about it, because yeah, you got your GameStop discount, but you got discounts at Barnes & Noble. But since I got this, I decided to wander through the Barnes & Noble to see if there was anything that caught my eye. And I came across this. It's one of their signature series, what you want to call them. Hardback, kind of old school retro vintage look books, but it's on Nikola Tesla, which has always been somebody I've been fascinated with. Very interesting individual. A lot of people don't realize it. I'm not going to get into a history lesson, but a lot of things we take for granted, this man is responsible for. And if you happen to be watching this and do not know, Discovery Channel has a new series out that's very cool to watch on, can't remember what night it is. I just DVR it, so I just watch it whenever I notice that it's on there. But it is called The Death of Nikola Tesla Declassified, or The Death Ray, or is it Nikola Tesla's The Death Ray and Murder Declassified? Something like that, because a bunch of documents have been released since in the last couple years that shed some light on what happened, because it's shrouded in mystery. Fairly interesting show. There's a little bit of BS kind of stuff in it, but all those shows are done like that. But you should check it out if you're a history buff or a fan of Tesla. And the last little thing I'm going to go over here is, you know, I do a lot of different collecting too for video games. Of course, I grew up, like many of you, watching Disney movies. So I did kind of get hooked on the whole Disney Infinity series. And it also helped out because I do have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old who actually like a lot of Disney stuff. So it's something me and my son do, have a lot of fun with it. So now that they're discontinued, I've been trying to round out the collection, which is easier said than done. Some places you'll do a little bit of hunting, you can find things dirt cheap because it's still in that limbo area of, hey, this is discontinued and nobody wants it. So you can buy it really, really cheap. And there's, you know, your resellers and scalpers who are like, hey, you can't just go buy this stuff anymore. So I'm going to hoard it and I'm going to jack my prices way up. So you got to kind of sift through and find the good deals. Well, I did. Because I got this right here is one of the little albums, and that is the complete set of the Series 2 power discs from the initial originals Disney set for the first game. Because I have them out of order, but I normally put stuff like that in the consecutively because I have OCD. But I didn't. And this is Series 1, complete in the album with the Toys R Us exclusive power disc, all that. So that's pretty cool. That is a lot of fun to do because you get more experience points if you actually have more of the figures and discs you have. It makes you level up your characters faster, which is kind of cool. And this just came in the mail today. This is the complete power disc set for the Marvel 2.0 superheroes. So that's pretty cool. And hold on one second because I am completely unprepared because I don't rehearse these, I don't script them, I don't write them, I don't do nothing. I got a crappy Handycam, Sony Handycam that I do all my videos with. So super low buck operation, but you know, that's kind of my thing. One more thing though. As I trip and almost die on YouTube. That set also came with the special edition holiday releases, I think they were, of Ultimate Falcon. There's that. And the Captain Marvel power disc, which are special releases. So the really cool album that they give you to put all of them in, and also holds the 2 Marvel Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy playsets, or toy box games, I mean, fit in the album, but those don't have a slot because, well, they came out after those. It was an afterthought, so you just kind of gotta stick in one of these little tube things, or get in one of the other albums for your doubles overflow and stick them in there because they don't have an official spot that I know of. So if I'm wrong, let me know. And the lot that got all the version 1 Disney power discs and everything also came with a metric ton of figures and things that I was missing. So now I got a bunch of doubles. I got like 17 Mike Wazowskis, 4 Mr. Regret, all, I mean, just a whole pile. But it also filled out a lot of my gaps in the collection, and it came with like box versions of a lot of the Crystal characters, which I had loose. So now that's kind of cool to have that pretty much the Crystal Toys R Us ones boxed. And there again, I keep forgetting shit, so here's one more thing. In this really cheesy little bag that you see has the logo and an age deal, this was in this lot. And this is something that's very cool, which made the price of admission way, way better because these are really spendy. Usually go more than I paid for everything. That is the Wizard Mickey, or Sorcerer Mickey, excuse me, figure, but that is the basically kind of a prototype giveaway, only available from the D23 Expo or convention, whatever you want to call it, that Disney puts on. So they only made 5,000 of those, so that was super, super cool to get in there. Now they also made a one for the 3rd series that a lot of people are really very, very proud of because they're scalper douchebags. They came out with a power disc, and it's basically you have to have it to complete your official collection that came out at the D23 Expo. They're every 2 years, so I think it was like last year or year before. Before they canceled all the Disney Toys of Life stuff. But it's a power disc that lets you have the Kingdom Hearts outfit for like Mickey or the other characters that are compatible with it. Really cool. Been trying to get one. They're going higher and higher, so I'm probably going to have to buy the bullet and see if I just can find somebody that has one that will, you know, hook me up, has to give me a good deal, something, because they're getting outlandishly expensive for these things. But that is the one that I'm missing besides the other like 30 or 25, whatever, for the original sets of the 2.0, which I got a line on those, so probably my next video I'll have that, and I'll be 100% of the store release, what you could just go and get, Infinity, excuse me, whatever, set, minus that 3.0 Mickey Power Disc. So let me get the camera off here because I got one other thing to show you, because like I said, there was a whole pile of stuff. Not all this came in the lot. Some of it is stuff I already had because I've been collecting this since it came out. Something me, like I said, my son and I do. We have a lot of fun, especially when they add the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff. Really, really became something that we got into. And I'm going to have to ghetto this because I don't have a good light. So I'm just going to take my super bright fancy flashlight here soon as I can get it out of my pocket. There is pretty much the complete set of figures. Some of the ones that are boxed you can't see in the back. That shelf also, you may tell, there's my TurboGrafx with the CD, and underneath that whole pile there's one of my 64s and a Neo Geo. You can kind of tell there. That's my not modded one. There in the middle is a mini, not excuse me, but a SNES Junior. One of my Dreamcasts is right there underneath that spot. There's my Saturn and my XI. My original Genesis is right there. The Model 1 with the Model 2 CD and a 32X. And there's my Master System behind that set right there. But that's pretty much all of them except for the guys that are over here. And they're living on my PS4 or some of the Star Wars guys, and that does have the FX variants and everything. There's a Switch, my Xbox One, yeah, a 5-disc DVD changer. Of course, you know, got kids, speaking of Disney stuff, VCR, Laserdisc. There's my Wii U and the CDI, and my Wii and my NES Mini and my SNES Mini and a Yoda, SNES Mini. Some other variants of stuff, but that's got nothing really to do with what we're talking about. That just happens to be on the same shelf where my Disney characters are. Then here's the ones that my son and I were playing earlier with. And it's really crappy here because I keep moving. And then there's a little bit more there. My 2-year-old decided to rearrange those, so I gotta go check those and make sure they're not broken. But that is pretty much for the Infinity stuff. And so, some closing comments, if you will. That's some of the stuff I picked up. Got a little ADD there and rambled on about some other things that are in the collection here. Going to work on some actual collection videos. I started a playthrough thing I need to finish, but, well, like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this. I'm just playing it by ear and doing it as cheap as possible. I got a capture device, one of those like Hop Hogs, or whatever you want to how it's pronounced, but I had a hell of a time trying to actually get the video that I captured to sync to my editing program. Well, because, like I said, I do this on pretty much zero budget. I have a Sony Handycam, and I use their Play Memory Movies, or whatever the hell they call it, editing software to just kind of cut and paste and stuff. If you watch AVGN's, some of his backstory type videos on him, how he developed making movies in the first place and using 2 VCRs to edit, that's kind of the equivalent of how the Sony Play Memories program actually works. So it's very, very basic. And like I said, that's kind of my whole thing is I do it on a low budget. I don't know. So I do it on a low budget. That's my shtick. I don't got fancy graphics and things. I don't know how to do it. If I add anything for like explosions or something in a video, it's literally going to be like probably drawing a piece of paper that just gets put in front of the camera, or a horrible stop, cut to like my front yard with something goes boom and then comes back to wherever we are. So, but that's the whole point. They're supposed to be kind of bad. And this really has nothing to do with the video. I'm just seeing if you watch other stuff. That's the whole point, is I'm trying to not go over the top. They're just supposed to be kind of basic, funny. That's the whole bearded gent deal. And I do have a partner in crime. He's been busy lately, so I've been doing a lot of these solo. But that's a story for another time. I'm getting off topic. Also, for anybody that watched this, hit me back in the comments, because as you see, I got my battle vest with all my band patches that I've seen, because you gotta have bands you've actually watched when you put those patches on. If you like them, that works, but I feel if you have a battle vest with all your metal bands on it, it should be guys that you've actually seen on your patches. Same thing with your t-shirts. Seen Behemoth multiple times. Awesome. If you're into metal, go watch Behemoth. There again, I'm getting off topic here. But what I was trying to segue to in my ramble of gibberish there is I have been toying with the idea to build a quote battle vest, but it would be game related, because I think that's a funny way to put it. But you know, you have your Mario patches, Zelda, Umbrella Corporation, anything like that. Do it the same deal, cut the sleeves off a jean jacket, slap them all around, and kind of use that for my videos, or if I succeed in my never-ending quest to be internet famous, if I got called to go to a convention or a show for a spotlight or just to be there to hang out, I would have that. And I'm working on probably getting my Twitch going again. Just had a lot of other stuff going on personally, so that's got nothing to really do with what we're talking about. But working on making more content. So for like my 7 subscribers out there, please share this, please like it, because it probably won't help at all. And it's been a while since I went on and started doing this, that they've redone all their crap for YouTube. So now I have to get like 1,000 views before I can monetize my stuff again. Even though I monetized a lot of my videos in the past, they never got watched enough to make any money in the first place. So I really don't know what has changed on that, because, to be honest, I didn't read the user agreement update. But please subscribe, share, like this. I do have a Patreon. I don't even know if it's active because I haven't been messing with it for a while. So if you feel so inclined, you can hit me up, send me a message, or say something, and I can get that probably going. Get some content moving. I got plenty of stuff. I have, still counting, I've been using an app to track my collection. I'm almost at 3,400 games, over like 80 consoles, I think is what it worked out, or systems, however you want to say it. So I got a whole pile of stuff I could probably do videos on, just trying to get something rolling with that. But again, I'm off topic again. ADD's kicking in really bad, but thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Like and share this. Get people to know who I am, because this is the Bearded Gent, and I am on my never-ending quest to be internet famous. Oh, and on Teespring, I do have t-shirts. They're kind of crappy. They're kind of lame, because they don't have shit on there to actually use for game stuff. But I got like a Dreamcast shirt and some other ones that are kind of cool. They got my slogan on the back, the never-ending quest to be internet famous. I think they're kind of badass. So, you know, if you want to help me out, buy a shirt. And if you do like my content and you do want me to do some more stuff and you feel so inclined to show some appreciation, just hit me up in a message and we can talk. I have a Facebook, Bitter Gent. You can message me there and give me some ideas for the show. There's a lot of content providers that are doing this, and I'm trying to go the slow way, kind of under the radar, not really, but like I said, I don't have a network, I don't have anything behind me. I'm just trying to do it on my own, and pretty much as cheap and kind of lame as possible. And I've said that way too many times. I'm just going to end this video now because, actually I'm not going to end it now. I have one other thing. I have no idea how to do anything for like an intro or a credits thing. I've got kind of a cheesy way to do it with what I have with my editing software, but it doesn't really want to work for me, and I don't want to get into the headache of trying to have something that might be licensed and that whole bag of problems. So if somebody would like to help me out and maybe give me some pointers or give an idea for doing some intro or outro type music, credits, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it, because that's the one thing my show is kind of lacking. I know I'm trying to do it low buck and low key and cheesy and kind of lame, but I would appreciate some help with a lame intro, maybe a cartoon character of like the mohawked bearded gent. That would be, you know, kind of my deal, maybe the best or something. Something I could use. But now this is starting to turn into another video completely. Thanks for watching, and good night, YouTube.